Hello, and my name's Tyson Hines. For those of you who may not watch this and don't know or haven't met me, but I am representing Madison and Ebenezer as the lay delegate to the Heartland annual conference for the Global Methodist Church. And so I wanted to cover a few things quickly in case you have input that you would like to share with me about the way that I should represent you at the Heartland Annual Conference. I am the lay delegate. Of course, Pastor Susan is our clergy, and she and I will be in Joplin, Missouri, May 30th through the 1st of this June 1st of 2024 at the Heartland Annual Conference. This is the conference journal that contains the information that we will be discussing, and it is linked in the email that I send out to Ebenezer, and I'm sure that Jane can make it available for Madison as well. But here is the agenda or the schedule for the conference. And so we'll be down there on Thursday. There's a meeting there's a meet and greet basically for conference delegates. One of the things that we're going to do at the Heartland Annual Conference is elect those people who will represent us at the convening General Conference of the Global Methodist Church in Costa Rica. And so there is a meet and greet time that's allowed there. Of course, people will be checking in for the conference, and then there is a worship service in the evening. Friday, of course, is where the majority of the business will be transacted. And so in the morning, we'll be checking in, and of course, there'll be some voting that goes on. The only real legislation that is in the journal, with the exception of like the budget and some of the leadership positions that need to be approved by the conference, the only real part that is legislation that's in there that I see right now. Of course, something could always come open on the floor, but that I see right now is in the lay leadership report. There is a petition to, right now, each charge gets one lay delegate, and then the pastors, of course, are there as well, but each charge gets one lay delegate. The petition that is being submitted is to allow each church to have their own lay delegate. So if it were to pass, which I would expect it would, but if it were to pass, this piece of legislation next year at the annual conference would have Madison have a delegate from the Madison congregation and then a delegate from the Ebenezer congregation. So instead of me representing both congregations, we would have a delegate that would be from each of the two churches that would be represented. I intend to vote yes on this petition. The rest of the information that's in the journal, a lot of it deals with our budget and our leadership positions. It does tell you the speakers that are going to be presenting, and then it shows you for that Friday the order of events or the agenda for that day. And so it is in the lay leadership report, that lay equalization plan that is shown there. That is what I was talking about. That would give each church a lay delegate as opposed to each charge. Then, of course, the finance will go through the 2023 financials, and then what's proposed for 2024 and 2025. The nominations, that would be if we fill any of the leadership. There are a few openings still in leadership positions. And then the election of the General Conference delegates, and that would be electing those people to represent the Heartland Conference at the convening conference of the general church, the Global Methodist Church. I'm going to skip down through several different parts. There's some of the budgets. You're welcome to look at this. I'll have like I said, there's a link to it in the email if you want to go through and look at it yourself. The Candidates for ordination are listed there as deacons and elders, and then the pastors that are serving are listed as well. The leadership report, there are several of those positions that are filled, but there's a couple of to be determined that we might end up filling if there's any nominations. And then it talks about electing the general conference delegates, and starting on page 34, it looks like it has the lay delegates that have requested consideration for election as a lay delegate to general conference, and then they'll be followed by the clergy. And so you can go through here. If you have a suggestion on who you think would best represent you, you are welcome to email those to me, and I'll put my personal email on the church email, so that if you don't have it, you can get it. Jane is welcome to distribute it to Madison's mailing list as well, so that if you have something you want me to, or if you have people in this list that you think would represent you, you're welcome to make suggestions. There are several good options in the laity. There's Karen Nicholas, who is currently running a good portion of she's on the Transitional Leadership Council, and she's from Oklahoma, and she is of the entire Global Methodist Church. There's Holly, who is the lay leader for the conference. There are several. Once we get down here, we're looking at the pastors. So there are several different pastors that are also have submitted their names for consideration. Jordan is our president pro tem, and Rick Just is also in here. But there are several different pastors. You're welcome to read through what they say about, there were certain questions that we had to answer. And so if you've got any input on which pastors you think should be selected to represent us, I don't know whether I've said it yet or not, but currently we are allotted 5 lay delegates and 5 clergy delegates to the convening general conference. And there's Rick. So there are several different people here. There's also going to be, of course, some discussion about our missions, and we are partnering with Ethiopia, and so they had requested that we provide some donations to support Ethiopia, and we have provided some. Of course, they could always use more, and that's part of what is discussed there. The Heartland disaster response, there's information there, and you should have already seen that. And then it goes through and it lists the various districts and their presiding elders, and I'll try and get down to ours, and then of course the pastors that are there as well. So we are in the Flint Hills. I ought to be about to it. Flint Hills district. And there is Joshua, the presiding elder, and then of course you'll see Ebenezer listed there, as well as the Madison Church, and Susan, of course, is listed as the pastor for both of those. So those are the churches in our district, in the Flint Hills district, in case you were wondering. And I don't want to take up too much time. I wanted to try and keep this less than 5 minutes, and I've already gone over that. But if you have any input for me, I would greatly appreciate that. Like I said, I will put associate my email with this video in the church email. And so you're welcome to send me an email. You're welcome to call me as well, and give me your input if you've got specific things that you think you see in the journal that you would like, especially on the conference delegates. If you have a particular set of delegates you think you would be wanting to support, or that more closely align with your preferences, let me know. So I want to thank you for the opportunity to represent you all, and please provide me with any input you might have. Thank you, and God bless you.